What's your McDavid segment?
Well, it's the fact that he's not signed. And this story, like, it's not when LeBron James was signing rolling 1-year contracts because he wanted to make sure he could max out his salary. That was not a big story, right? Because I think that was in Cleveland where he would just go, okay, I'm going to sign for 1 year. But next year when the max is even higher, and this is like 16, 17, 18, when the TV revenues came in and the cap exploded, I want to make sure that I'm a part of that, right? And, you know, Chris Johnston was talking about this on TSN radio last week. I think Ryan Rashog tweeted out his thoughts on it, where he thinks it's going to be like a 4-year deal potentially or whatever. I don't know where this goes, but the fact that it's now being reported that there's been very little dialogue between the two camps tells me the Oilers spent the summer waiting for a phone call and didn't get one.
Listen, the 4-year thing makes a lot of sense.
It doesn't make sense to me, but we can come back to that.
Well, it makes a lot of, like, I believe it, and I think that's the way it's going to go, is what I mean. And the reason for that, Connor and Austin now have the same agent.
Judd Moldover.
I think these guys, like, listen, I'm not trying to say Connor's going to end up in Toronto. Very unlikely, I think. Because whatever the best thing you can think of is, that is very unlikely to happen to the Toronto Maple Leafs, right? So let's start there. But they have the same agent, and Connor and Austin work out together.
They do McDonald's commercials together.
I think those guys are good buddies.
Those were good commercials.
They were.
Yeah.
Really good.
I did not hate those commercials.
They played together at the friggin' World Cup of Hockey in 2016.
Yes.
I remember when Austin scored 4 goals in his first game, McDavid was like, well, you know, normal people can't expect to do that or something like that. Like, I think those guys really, really like each other. And I think they really like how one another think. And if you're Connor and you look at the amount of money Austin has made and the lack of money that he has left on the table because of the contracts that he'd signed, if your goal is to maximize your dollars, like, isn't Austin's model the way to go? He signed the 5-year deal. Now he's on a 4-year deal, which means he's got at least one more big deal left in his NHL career.
I think if you're McDavid, you sign 2.
Like,
because
two more?
2 years if you're going to sign with Edmonton.
I agree.
If you're going to sign during the season. Now, we'll talk about
2 years.
All year long. Yeah.
Are you saying 2 years or 2 more contracts?
2-year extension.
Oh.
And the reason I say that is we know what the salary cap's going to be for the next two years after this one.
Yeah.
And we also know that after that, all bets are off. And the NHL revenue is exploding, as it is across all pro sports. And barring another COVID situation, please God, no, we're looking at a gigantic jump. I'm trying to figure out why at 28 years old, Connor McDavid would lock himself up till he's 32. Why not lock yourself up till you're 30 and get another big fat deal? You could do that several times. Mm-hmm. And I know hockey's like a physical game or whatever. You're telling me that Connor McDavid, with some slight injury history, if he were to have some, do you think any team's going to pay him any less than the max that he wants?
He fixed his PCL like the Terminator. Like, he
didn't get surgery. He just fucking rehabbed it.
Oh no, I snapped this ligament. And he's right back to being the best player in the world, if not better than he already was.
Yeah, I honestly think you're on to something with Austin Matthews and leading that, giving Austin Matthews giving insight into what Connor McDavid could do. Speaking of the pandemic, this was from a Jonas Siegel article back in like February. McDavid and Matthews spent about 3 weeks together in Arizona playing golf and training when the season was getting back up into swing.
Those guys really like each other.
During that, I think it would have been the 21 season or the 2020 season. I forget which one, but like McDavid went down to Arizona and they were just living together for almost a month. And then last summer, they were like in Germany together for a couple of weeks. They spent a lot of casual time together. And with Austin saying, I'm going to take a shorter deal, it's better for my career, it's maximizing my money, there's no reason for me to believe that McDavid's going to all of a sudden sign an 8-year deal. That doesn't make sense. There's no hint towards that. It just makes perfect sense, a shorter term. And I think it could be really short, like Adam's saying, on a 2-year.
I don't know why you do 4. I just don't. And it's not that he's not good friends with Leon Draisaitl too. They were at weddings this summer together.
Oh,
whatever.
totally,
Like I think
people are gonna have multiple friends.
I think that it's going to be it's crazy. You'll be blown away, but they can't have multiple friends within the sport and maybe never play together. Like Ty Domi and Mario Lemieux are best friends. They never played on the same
Ty
team.
Domi's friends with everybody.
Yeah,
Still
he
on.
is. Yo, Ty Domi's friends with Dua Lipa's dad. He posted
friends
that
with everybody.
Yeah, dude. Like because they're Albanian, all of them. So it's a small community and. Isn't that crazy? I was like, why is he posting a picture of Dua Lipa's dad? I'm like,
So
anyway.
Connor McDavid.
Yeah. So Connor McDavid, here's what I think is going to happen. Here's what I think is going to happen. As Steve said, if you're a Leaf fan or you're a fan of any other team, the idea that Connor McDavid's leaving is a very fanciful one at best. We assume that he's going to resign. But if he makes it to next July 1st unsigned, or let's say post-Stanley Cup unsigned, then it gets very, very interesting because what I think if you're an intelligent NHL general manager you would do, this is what I would do, is you would assume that Connor McDavid, like John Tavares years ago, will have 5 or 6 teams, including the one he's on, that he's willing to talk to. Mm-hmm. And what you would do then is go, okay, you're sitting down with your agent, Judd, and you're going, Judd, I want to know about their practice facilities. I want to know about the city. I want to know about the climate. I want to know about the tax situation, which Darren Ferris admits on the show, by the way, that it's a factor.
I think he calls him Juddy Boy.
Juddy Boy.
Yeah.
The Judster.
No, Juddy Boy.
Juddy Boy. So So you're talking about all these things. And by the way, number 1 on the list is who's got the best chance to win the cup. And all you really need to do as a team this year, if you think Connor McDavid might come over, is go proving to him all season long, we are one Connor McDavid away. So I look at the Leafs, okay?
We are one best player in the world away.
But he's the Oilers.
No,
32 teams.
It's your
said that.
job to prove to me you are one Ryan Nugent Hopkins away from the cup, and then I show up.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But my point in that is like the Leafs taken a few gambles this year. Matthias Michelli and Dakota Joshua and some guys that had good years and then had bad years last year, and you're trying them out. If the Leafs can get through to say the second round, kind of like the Raptors in the post Kawhi season, man, we were just one Kawhi Leonard away. Right?
No.
That's what you need to do. If you're one of those teams, you got to set yourself up like, hey, we're really intelligently run. There's draft picks here to go and add at the trade deadline. Really good facilities, great fandom, blah, 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 blah. We need you for this run. We're going to be good for the next 3 or 4 years here. We need you for this run because we think we're going to do this. And he's going to look at things like things the Oilers don't have, like good goaltending. I think that's going to matter big. I think he's going to look at, do the stars that you have perform in the playoffs? And I'm not talking about the first game of the first round. I'm talking about games 5, game 6, game 7, because he's already playing with 2 of the best late round performers in the league in Leon Draisaitl and Zach Hyman. Right? Like, you need to show him that you're and that's really fucking hard to do.
Not having Zach Hyman was so huge this year.
You know what? I know. People are like, well, the Oilers took a step back. I'm like, nah, they took a Zach Hyman back, I think.
Yeah.
They were in the Stanley Cup final.
I know, but they finished in game 6 rather than game 7.
They took a step back by a game in the Cup final.
I know.
Hyman had-
I don't think they were as close this year as they were last year.
Definitely not, but like they had a pretty darn good year.
Hyman had like 100 hits in like 12 games.
Yeah.
Or something.
You need him.
Yeah.
But that's my point. Is I think if Connor is considering leaving, which you have to think he has, just like Mitch did at this time last year. Everyone who's out of contract is considering leaving. You have to look at it. If you are considering leaving, you got to show that he's stepping into a situation that is 1%, 2%, 3% better than what the Oilers have. I think if you're a team with really good goaltending and strong defense, I think that's a bigger winner because Connor is going to be able to take care of the offense. He's going to need guys who can get him the puck.
Consistent goaltending.
And I don't think their goaltending's good. You can't don't gaslight me, people.
Oh, the Oilers?
No.
No. So this is what I'm trying to say. They can get good goaltending. Their goalies are capable of giving them good goaltending. They're not dependable.
What if, as a host here, I was good 40% of the time?
Right.
I know it can't be 100%,
Yeah.
But we got to get up in the 80s there.
This is why I wasn't in on Jordan Binnington for Team Canada. Of
course.
And we learned.
We were wrong.
You can, well, like.
I mean, he did have some stuff.
Nah, they won.
He was great.
They won.
And he was great.
And he can give you those games.
Yeah.
He can give you those games where he's fucking unbeatable. But, man, a lot of the time, you're like, whoa.
Man, he went on a run, though, in the play, like ran them all the way to the playoffs after that.
Uh-huh.
He was great.
Yeah, you need to know what you're getting in net.
Yeah.
You need to know what you're getting in net. They need to be better more often.
And yet they seem not to care.
Like
you have to think Connor sat down with Jeff Jackson and Stan Bowman and said, guys, can we figure out goaltending? Is it journeyman Cal Pickard? Is it future journeyman Stuart Skinner?
My goodness.
Whoa.
Am I wrong? Did he have a great year last year that I missed?
He's Stuart Skinner's deceptively young.
Yes, he is. I keep thinking he's like 30. He's not.
In all
26.
Yeah.
He's been to back-to-back cup finals.
Yeah, well, 26, but like for a goalie, that's like you're just getting started.
And
You're
he's
a
been
baby.
And he's been pulled along the way in both times.
Yeah.
Calvin Pickard had to bail him out 2 years in a row, and then he got his game back.
Yeah, but I don't feel like that's Stuart Skinner's problem. Stuart Skinner should be the one.
Whose problem is it?
Stuart Skinner should
Management.
Stuart Skinner should be the 1B in that situation. They should have. Yeah, if you let me finish my sentence.
Sorry.
He should have been the 1B. We went over this in July so many times. If they had gone out and gotten the 1A or the 1B, where Stuart Skinner is the 1A, let's say, and that's the tandem, it would make so much more sense. Stuart Skinner makes $2.6 million. He's not being paid like a starter who's going to give you 60 games and who's going to run you through the playoffs. But they refuse to go get that guy who's supposed to be next to him because it's not Pickard. Pickard should be the third guy.
If you had Stuart Skinner in like Joseph Woll's role,
Exactly. That's exactly what
He'd be great.
I think they're the same age. They're like Woll can give you some insane games. He can give you some pretty average games, right? He can give you some pretty average games, but generally speaking, if that's your second option, you're doing okay. You're doing
and
pretty
that's
good.
Not Stuart Skinner's fault.
No, you're the number one option. And I'm sorry, like Pickard, we talked about this during the playoffs. It's a great story because he shouldn't be in the league.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there were times I watched him last year. Yeah, he can give you saves. He tries his balls off, but like the form, it's a lot of hucking your body across the ice. Mm-hmm. And it's just not, there's a way good goalies do it, and it ain't what I watch with him.
If there is a 1A goalie, as Jesse mentions, in the Oilers net, midway through the season or at the end of the season, McDavid's staying.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
I believe that.
Like even
if you have I'm going to give a Toronto example here, an Anthony Stolarz level guy.
Yeah.
And he plays like Anthony Stolarz did when he was healthy last year. There you go. McDavid staying.
Goalies.
I think if it was that easy, it probably would have been done.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
I mean, I think they missed the vote with Lankinen. Lankinen last year would have been perfect for them.
I'm trying to think of goalies that other teams have fumbled. And they never fumbled them into the hands of the Edmonton Oilers. Producer Hayden, Philip Gustafson. Sens fumbled him.
Oh, yeah.
Sens fumbled him bad. And I remember watching him in Ottawa going, this guy's pretty good. Sabres and Ullmark a little bit.
Well, he just didn't want to re-sign there.
Yeah.
He was playing well there.
Yeah, well, pretty much everyone in Leonard.
Yeah.
Everyone in Ben Bishop. Like, I'm trying to think of more recent examples. Lankinen is a good one.
One example with a different player is I loved how the Edmonton Oilers went out and took advantage of the Jake Waldman situation.
Yes.
Where Yzerman fumbled him to San Jose, and then San Jose is like, okay, we're going to move off of this good player because we just want the assets. And they collected a really good player.
And man, he was
for
great
fairly
for
cheap.
He
Yeah.
was great.
And they've yet to do that with goaltending.
At home with salary retention?
Right.
insane.
That too. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
But like, their goalies get fumbled all the time, and never to you. Never. That's crazy.
This hopefully for them, this is the year. Like somewhere along the line, maybe it's in training camp. Somebody gets waived, and they have to.
I was about to say they're going to claim someone off waivers and win the cup in 16 games. Like I don't know.
Right.
They are that close. They are that close. Oh, man. To me, goaltending is the thing for them.
There were a few games where they could have used a few
How many
more
games
saves.
if you don't believe me, how many games in the playoffs did the Oilers let in 5 or more goals? It's a lot. It's a lot more than it should be. And
5.
Do you know the answer?
Easily that.
Oh, I thought you knew the answer.
No, I don't know. I wasn't giving you trivia. I'm just saying, like, even in the LA series alone, it might have been 5 games, right? It's too many.
Yeah.
It's too many. That can happen a couple of times in the playoffs. It can't be several times every round. So, long story short, yeah, all the Oilers really need to do is shore up that position. I think McDavid stays, and he stays for a while, and why wouldn't he? But there is a slight crack in that door, and every single day, it's September 2nd right now, every single day that he remains unsigned, that crack gets wider and wider and wider. Take it from a city that just lost a star player in Mitch Marner.